So today's topic is Black love and myths about marriage. So I hope you ladies are ready to talk about some of these myths and whether or not these are myths or actual true facts.
Here we go.
Yeah, so we're gonna jump right in. I will start with a myth, and Sadiqa and Lauren, you guys tell me if you agree or disagree, and then we'll kind of let the conversation flow from there. So let's see. Black women have to be submissive for a marriage to work. Do you agree or disagree?
Sadiqa?
I disagree.
Okay. Lauren, what are your thoughts on that?
Excellent. And so I think that there is some truth to that. I don't think it's exclusive to Black marriages, though. I think it's not a bad idea for all marriages. My belief system is, yeah.
So we're going to stick to Black marriages since we are Black women and have or are currently in a Black marriage. So you agree that in order for your marriage to be successful, you have to be submissive? Explain.
Oh my. Certainly. Okay. So I think, especially considering the history of our culture in marriage and how it was destroyed or
you don't have to be politically correct. Just say how you thinking it.
So as it pertains to my marriage, over the course of it, it's been going on for 12 years, right? Mm-hmm. And as you know, the two of you and a lot of people that are watching us know, I could be mouthy and I have very strong feelings and opinions. And in my marriage, the hope is that my husband is put in a position where he has the room to lead. And considering my personality, it is important in order for me to do that, to allow him to do that, there is a level of submission or submitting that I have to do naturally because I have a very strong personality. I think that I can say that I saw the shift in my marriage when I brought into that concept. And so it has been very beneficial for my marriage. Was it easy? I'm going to say no, but I think that in my marriage, it's important that God is at the head of it. And if I am looking to live out as the wife that God intends me to be, submission is required because Peter 3 says, that I'm supposed to do that. And so once I started doing that, things got better. Sometimes it is good to be quiet and Okay,
so what does submissive mean to you? Like, what does that look like?
Allowing him to lead. Not everything I think do I need to say.
Okay. Okay. Knowing your
and
place
I think a lot.
Knowing your place as a wife?
As a wife. As a wife.
Okay. And I think your husband just joined, so he's in the background like this. Get it, girl. Get it, girl. I want my dinner as soon as you wrap up.
That tea, girl.
All right. So, Dika, you said that you disagree with that. So tell me what
I don't agree with that. I don't think that it necessarily has to be any submission. I think that if you're partners and you talk about things before things are done and just work together as a team, it doesn't have to necessarily be submission.
Mm-hmm.
You have a partner, so you don't make every decision on your own. You guys talk about things and then y'all make a decision from there. And so I don't think that it's completely necessary to do that. And then another part of it, when you say like, I know when to be quiet, and that should go both ways. Like sometimes you just have to so that the situation don't get out of control, just be quiet, and then y'all can have a discussion about it later in the privacy of your own home, or just away from people. So I don't think that it necessarily means submission. definitely that you need to know when to shut up, that you're going to make things worse. But that goes both ways. It goes both ways, because sometimes you have to just be like, all right, we'll talk about it later.
Okay. All
So
right. So we got a 1-for-1. Agree and disagree on that submission. All right, all right.
yeah.
Who wants to throw out the next myth?
The next one, let's see, I got one. Black relationships are filled with drama and toxicity.
Hmm.
Do you agree or disagree?
I disagree strongly for 5,000, Alex.
Well, so I would say that I agree and disagree in that. So there are a lot of relationships within the Black community that is toxic. And um, when you grow up in an environment where that's normal, it may not seem toxic. It may seem like, okay, this is how relationships are. And unfortunately, when that is what you see, is just passed down from generation to generation. And again, is not considered toxic, it's considered normal. Now, being in a healthy relationship, I understand that you can have a healthy relationship and a healthy marriage, and it doesn't have to be toxic. But I think with that comes learning. You have to kind of learn how to be in a healthy relationship. It's not something that's just a given. I would say the relationships I've been in have been toxic, and it seemed like it was normal. And even with the person that I'm married to now, it didn't start off rosy. We actually had to go to couples counseling before we got married, because we were bringing in things that were unhealthy in a relationship. And again, when that's what you're used to, it's like, there's nothing wrong with that. An example would be, if you guys know Dale, he's a homebody. And I'm a homebody. However, when we first met, things was a little bit different. Like, I was still going out to clubs and things like that, and I felt like, okay, it's fine dance with other people, like it's okay. But from his point of view, he's just like, he felt that was being disrespectful, dance with other guys and things like that. And growing up in New York is what we do. So I'm just like, this is you're weird. Like, dancing with other people at a club is fine, but then you have to take a step back and realize, okay, maybe that's not always the case. There are some people who feel that that is disrespectful, and because I'm used to relationships where that's fine, I didn't see a problem. But that can be toxicity and a mindset that I came into the relationship with, not realizing that, okay, that's not always normal. So yeah, so I could see both ends of things. But go ahead, Lauren.
It's the using, like, Black relationships, like making it
Yeah.
explicitly one group of people,
Right.
when
Right.
the actual issue is that people are not emotionally intelligent enough to process through their feelings and emotions in a way that is conducive to a healthy communication relationship. And so, sure, do people have spats? Do people disagree? Absolutely. And all of that is natural and normal in all relationships, even platonic or friendship relationships. But when people aren't emotionally intelligent enough to process through those feelings, that is when it becomes dangerous. Like, toxic is such a strong word to me, that, and it implies that the substances or the people involved are aware. People who are emotionally unintelligent, they don't know that. Like, you have to be taught how to be able to say, when you said this, it made me feel like that. And
And not
so,
to
yeah,
not to cut you off,
no.
but I just saw a comment that I think kind of is saying to the same thing. April, I'm just what me
Oh,
always April. As she
mm-hmm.
said, I think unhealed individuals breed toxicity, and so I do think that I mean, it's part of your mindset. I don't think that they intentionally or they are aware of what they are doing. It's just something that is not healed in them. It's something that they've been through trauma, and they bring all of that with them into the relationship. So that's for toxicity. The
Yeah.
drama part, I think that's more. I don't know.
But
I
that's
think that's
toxic. Drama can be toxic. Like you see some people in relationships where they're breaking each other's things, putting flashing holes in your tires, and
well, that to me
the
is
next
toxic.
the next day they're back and they're fine in a relationship, and it's just like that's not normal. But again, I don't know. I think that in our community a lot of times it's made to be normal when it's not. A lot of things in our community are
Not normal.
not normal. Exactly.
But
Exactly.
I don't think that it's only black people though. But since we are speaking about
Yeah,
black
yeah,
people,
no,
I
no.
am
So
talking
it's
about
not
black
only
people. It's
black people.
definitely not.
However, we are black women talking about black love and black myths. And I think that a lot of time in certain communities, most of the relationships are toxic. And again, if you don't have anyone to teach you what a healthy relationship looks like, then you don't realize that it may be toxic.
I also think that it's not most relationships. I think it's what social media shows you. So those seem to be the videos and things that topics that get the most views, all of the toxic stuff. But I'm sure that there's plenty of healthy relationships between black people. But they not
Yeah,
gonna. That's boring to people. You know,
yeah,
they like to
I
see
agree.
the
I agree with
toxic
that.
stuff.
I
So
agree with
that's how
that.
these all of these reality shows, and you know, they wouldn't be reality shows if they were showing healthy relationships. So it has to be toxic stuff.
Yeah,
So
I definitely agree with that. I
yeah.
can definitely say that that's true. But also growing up in a hood, I don't think I've seen not one healthy relationship growing up in a hood either. So
Yeah.
outside of
You
social media, I can't recall. Like, can either one of you recall like seeing a healthy relationship growing up where you grew up?
I have many, actually,
Okay.
many. So in my family on both sides, majority of, you know what,
We're
Isha?
snapping it out.
Um,
Get it, girl.
majority
Get it,
of the
girl.
folk, like, we are wives and husbands. And so I think the concept of even getting there implies that there are healthy relationships. Are they perfect? No, but I think that it takes the average person who has lived the experiences that we have lived a lot to come to the conclusion that they would like to be married. And since we've gotten there, and again, that's both sides of my family, there is healthy in there. There are also two family homes in most of them as well, which is a lot different than some of my peers as well. Again, not perfect. Things happen, people have issues, but I saw lots of, you know, marriages and, um, yeah.
So let me ask you this, because you're saying that you grew up in a family that had a lot of two-parent households. And I will say, me and Dika did also. But would you consider a two-family household with a married parents automatically being a healthy relationship? Is that like your like correlation because they were married and in one household that it was healthy, or is it because they were really a healthy relationship and they taught you how to be in a successful marriage?
So, no, I don't think that they are like equal or one is required in order for the other to exist. In fact, I have lots of examples of how much better off people would have been if their parents did not stay together, actually, um, because they may have married the wrong person, right? So that's the thing too. Like the goal is not to be married or have a wedding. It's to partner with the person that God designed for you to partner with. And
Mm-hmm.
sometimes we rush into it for many reasons. As we know that sometimes it's because there's a child that's about to be involved or whatever other reasons people come up with. But I do have examples from where I sat of healthy marriages on both sides of my family. And I equally have examples of ones that maybe the world could have done without.
Okay. All right. I
Mm-hmm.
hear you. I hear you. All right. All right. Next myth. Come on, Lauren. Give us a myth.
Black women don't desire to be married.
I would say I don't agree with that.
Yeah, I don't agree with that either.
Yeah. I think that Black women are definitely focused on being independent and self-sufficient, but that doesn't mean that that they don't desire a partner. I think that a lot of women are not settling, and it may seem like there are a lot more Black women because they don't want to have a partner, but I think it has more to do with just not many options of what they looking for, where they're not willing to lower their standards. So because I think most people for the does want that partnership, but if you're able to be self-sufficient and you're independent, you're working and you're doing everything on your own, and there's not anybody that could match your fly, it's just like why am I going to settle? I'd rather be by myself than put up with nonsense. So I think that's where a lot of women probably are at when it comes to dating and getting married and settling down. So Gomes, what is your thought?
Someone said that this generation doesn't want to be married, and I mean, again, I think that's more what social media portrays. Because I mean, it is a lot of women that are just, they doing what they want to do. And, again, I think it is the whole career thing, being independent, being self-sufficient, because a lot of people, a lot of kids were brought up, a lot of women, myself included, was brought up to be independent and not to depend on a man. And so while I am independent, I do want to have a partner. I would like to have a partner and to, do this thing called life with, but at the same time, yeah, I'm not going to just settle for any old body. Yeah, I'm not going to do that. So I definitely think that is the pretty much the gist of it. Women are just more independent now, and they don't need a man to do things like financially and things of that nature. I won't say that we don't need men, because
I
we
needs
definitely
my
do.
man.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Like I need a man and I want a man. However, I'm not just taking anybody. So, so I think that's just it. I don't think that I don't think that for men either. I think that men eventually, when they're old and decrepit, decide that they want to settle down and get married.
I've seen that too. Like, oh,
Yeah,
now
like,
that
right
you
now
and
that
everything is broken, okay,
exactly.
heard you. No, thank
You're
you.
right,
Yeah.
right.
And by that time, women are just like, you know what? I might as well just die by myself because
Right.
I'm not coming in the
But
game as
not
a
even
home
that.
attend, home health aide.
Right. But
Oh man.
So
I mean, I
let's
think though too, a lot of. Well, I mean, I think it goes both ways too. But you're starting to see a lot of older women with young guys.
okay.
Yeah.
Or tiger, lion,
Yep.
cub, whatever they call
Milk,
them.
All of those.
milk.
All of those.
I cannot. So some of the comments, Chrissy says the young Black woman from like ages 25 to 35. They don't have a desire to be married. Carly says, definitely a myth. At times it becomes a defense mechanism with how dating is. Yeah, here there's a little bit of pee in the pool.
Yeah.
Chrissy also said, I think it is because some may not have seen a successful marriage, so it's not desirable.
Yeah.
Let me see. Mama Gums commented, old school. You see, April says, I think Black women are amazing creatures and have always been independent. That's fact. And envied by women of other cultures. We are the most accomplished individuals in the world.
That is
I agree with
facts.
that 100%.
Facts. I agree with that. There aren't enough good Black men left. Agree or disagree? Go on, Sadika. Let's hear what you got to say.
I think we're just gonna let she's gonna be the only one
We're
who
gonna let her
answers
take the
that question.
lead.
Look, honestly, I can't even answer that. I could say that I know. I think there are still good Black men. Where they are, I don't know. Where are they? Where are they? That's the question. That is the question.
If you know of any good Black men, tell them to DM Sadika. She needs to see where y'all at. Where are the good Black men?
Where do they reside?
Where do they reside?
Right. Yeah.
Tell
I
me.
mean, it's like a needle in a haystack.
Wait a minute, not a needle in a haystack. I think what the over like arching concern is that as beings, we mature faster than men do naturally, right? Like the world demands of us things that they don't demand of any other existence on the planet. And so we are far beyond our years in most cases. And then we meet people, and like if you are already scientifically delayed, all of my life experiences and trauma and triumph, like I'm just so much more evolved than you. And it sometimes it's like there is nothing that I feel, not me, because look, I loves my man, and I'm grateful that he is a Black man. But like the picking seems slim when people don't make the effort to evolve. And so for my single sister and friends, it's like, girl, it's
I
not
think
giving what
that
it's supposed to give.
Yeah, I think that for me is that I am still very much old school as far as I want somebody that's going to actually pursue me. I don't want to feel like I
You
have to
want to
chase.
be courted.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I know a lot of people don't like to hear the word, but I think there's a lot of sassiness going on. Like I need to be bringing you some flowers and things of that nature.
I'm
When
gonna
it's
go
just
on mute.
yeah, it's kind of crazy. It's kind of crazy right now, but that's what I look for. I'm not interested in the games, and that's a headache. So as soon as that's what's going on, that's where it's just like, no, thank you.
Do you
No,
think
thank
social
you.
media influences that?
Absolutely. 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 Like
Like
there's
a
so
lot
many
of
people that's
unrealistic.
just so entrenched into social media, they believe everything they see on there, and it's just it's nonsense. It's like, yeah, to look at social media and this watch the reels. Like I'm not innocent of that. I'm guilty about watch it, laugh at it, send it out to people. However, I don't equate these things to my life. Like one person's story is not my story. I can see all this. Oh, this is going on. This is going on. This guy's doing this to her. I don't equate that to me. I'm not gonna bring it home and be like, oh, I saw that this person did. I don't care about that. I'm not gonna do the games with anybody. I want somebody that knows what they want. What they want. They're not afraid to go for what they want, and it's just it's all about action.
Yeah.
That's for me, pretty much. Because yeah.
Meeting adjourned.
The Chrissy Mommy Crew, she says sassy is a problem. There's a lot of that.
And Miss Gum said the good men are at church.
Um, I
Yeah,
don't
I
know
don't know.
about that, Mama Gums,
Qualisha
but
been
that's
in there, and I don't know. They all be married. They all married in there.
Nah, I know the problem. It ain't that they married. The problem is y'all don't like men that wear church shoes.
wait a minute. I cannot. Wait a minute. Shout out to Chrissy's good, strong, and black and handsome husband. Okay. Shout
Get
out
it?
to him. Shout out to April, who has affirmed that hers is taken. And so
Where he in
excellent,
the
because
church? He in the
we
church?
he not in the people
Oh.
church, but it's what I'm sure she is implying or commented during the conversation when we talking about good black men, and hers is a black man,
Oh,
but he
okay,
is
okay.
taken, and we throw hands and feet. So yeah.
Next myth. Agree or
Is it
disagree.
on me?
Yeah. Yep, it's
Is
on
it on
you.
me? Okay.
So what you gonna do? Okay.
Okay. Black men and women do not support each other.
Black men, not all, but there are a few, don't support black women. Black women support everybody. Black women support black men. Black women support black love. Black women raise black men. So of course, I think we support black men, but I think sometimes black men have a chip on their shoulder and have negative feelings about black women. I think that a lot of times they expect black women to be extremely submissive and old school, and they have these unrealistic expectations, not realizing that a lot of black women have grown up possibly with a single mom or may be a single mom, and a lot of black women don't have that partnership, so we have to be who we are in order to be successful, in order to raise successful and productive children. So they don't look at it that way. Like, they may feel that black women are angry or black women don't know their place, and it's just like majority of them were raised only by their mothers, and to have that thought about black women is just crazy. But we are not as submissive as some other cultures, and unfortunately it's because we've always been the ones that have to run a household without our counterparts. So
Someone
we
is
can't
asking.
have a
Someone is asking for clarification of submission.
so for me, I would say submission would be just not questioning or having any say in the relationship. Like, whatever the man says is what it's gonna be. Like, that's not how it's gonna work. There's gonna be a conversation, and there's going to be an agreement amongst two people that are in the relationship or in the marriage. And I think that some men are put off by women who want to insert their opinion in a situation, and it's just like, okay, just because you say this is how it's gonna go doesn't mean that that's how it's gonna go. Like, you are in a partnership, we're working together. What you say isn't what it's gonna be. So I can't just sit back in a relationship and someone say, okay, I'm doing this and I'm going here, and is no like conversation. Like, nah, that's not how it works. Like, it's not like you don't run the show. Let's run it together. So submission is just pretty much them expecting black women to stay in their lane. Where for other people, like if they date outside their race, they may be able to do whatever they want, go where they want, say what they want, and the person may not have any like they may just sit back and be cool with it, but that's not going to flow with a Black woman, unfortunately, right? If you don't understand that this is a partnership, then this is not going to work. So I know, like Lauren said, when to be like, okay, I'm gonna let you take the lead. However, my husband also looks to me so that we can make decisions together and do things together as a unit. It's not what he says, it's not what I say. We're a team and we're gonna work together. So that's how I feel. But what are your thoughts on Black
Lorraine,
women and men not
don't support
supporting
each
each other?
other.
So I disagree. I think that for a long part of the history of Black people, especially Black people in America, Black men have not had the space or the room or the comfortability to have feelings. And so sometimes we have an idea of what support looks like to us that is very different than what it looks like to them. I feel very supported in a lot of different ways, by the Black men in my life, whether it be my dad or my husband or my uncles or cousins. I think that, yeah, I disagree.
So
But
I wanted to,
I think the folks want to. I'm
yeah, I
sorry,
was going to
Deepa.
say, because I saw a couple things that I actually agree with. I think that submission comes easy when you have a man that makes you feel safe. Now, if you know that he's going to do what he's supposed to do, he can take you where you guys need to go, and you don't have to question it, then it'll be a lot easier to be a little submissive. But if you don't feel safe, like he doesn't make good judgment, he doesn't have good judgment and all of those things, then of course that's not going to happen. But that's off the topic though. I was just
But
saying
let me
what I saw
but
this
let me
morning.
let me say something about the submissive. I don't like that word because
Yeah.
it's a trigger for me. And it reminds me of the 90 Day Fiance when Angela was marrying Michael and they said submission. And she like, I'm in the I'm like, submit to your husband? Like, what does that mean? I don't like that phrase. I don't like that phrase. I think it's a partnership. We're gonna figure it out together. We're gonna work together. My lane is your lane, and we're gonna be in these lanes
In the
together.
lanes together.
But about the whole supporting the support, like Black women supporting Black men and vice versa. It was one guy, I won't even know his name, and his name is irrelevant because he's an a-hole and he's a Black guy, who made a comment about Michelle Obama not being by her husband's side when President Carter passed away. And that triggered me as well, because it's just like, it goes both ways. Like, for you to say that or have something negative to say because she chose not to be with Barack Obama at a funeral, it just shows how close-minded you are. Because a husband can also say, I don't want you to have unnecessary stress, and I want to do what's best for your well-being. So maybe sitting this one out would be good for you. Like, sometimes Black men don't think about supporting their woman. It's always like a woman's supposed to support their man. And it's just like, okay, for peace of mind, when you really love someone, as a man, you should say, okay, I see this is not going to be good for your well-being. I know this is a stressful situation. I care more about how you're feeling than I care about what the world says and what the world sees. Like, sometimes men just don't see it that way, and I just don't get it. But again, a marriage is a partnership. If I'm going somewhere and I know that that's not a place my husband wants to be, then at the end of the day, I'm okay with him sitting it out, and vice versa. If he's going somewhere and he knows that it may not be somewhere I want to be, he wants to do what's in my well-being, what's in my best interest to say, sit this one out. Sometimes you make sacrifices and you go where you don't want to be, but it works both ways. And looking from the outside, it's always things thrown on a woman about why you wasn't there, why you didn't have their back and everything like that. And I just like, that's a trigger for me. And a lot of Black men are like that. They're quick to point out what a Black woman isn't doing and feel she should be doing. Like, boy, bye, sit down. So that's my 2 cents. All right, Lauren, go ahead. You're up.
We're still on myths. Are we moving to?
I mean, we can do questions if you have
preguntas.
Yeah,
we can do
whatever you want to do. Go on.
So in the same vein, what is the role of a wife?
To be submissive.
And
when they don't want to go.
If you all could, in the comments, tell us what you think the role of a wife is, that would be awesome too. So, Dika, what is the role of a wife?
I don't think there's any one role. I think that, again, if it's a partnership, anything that I could do, you could do it too. So I don't think there's one role. But I mean, if you want to talk about what we do, what we actually do, what I did in my marriage, okay, I don't think that there should be one role or one person that's able to do it, but it's done. I cook, I clean, I do laundry, I do homework with the kids. I get the kids up and get them ready for school. I work full time. I make sure my man has his food. I pack a lunch if he needs a lunch. I do all of that. And then some, whatever else comes up in between. I make doctor's appointments. I remember everyone's doctor's appointment, including my own. I take the kids on my own to their doctor's appointment. Again, all of these things can be done by both a man and a woman, but this was the things that I did, And it wasn't like, it was something like, oh, I got to make another doctor's appointment. I just did it because that's what I do.
Not dang Dika.
I just did, So, I don't think there's just a role of a wife. I think if it's a partnership, you can share all of these things equally. But, I think that with the way women are and men are they set up, we tend to be able to do all of those things without stressing. Well, I won't say without stressing out, because there are times where you are stressed out about doing it. But I think it's easier for women to kind of maintain all of those things or whatever. But it's nice to have a man to jump in and do those things too. Like, oh, baby, I'm going to cook dinner for you tonight. Or don't even say it. Just have it cooked when I come home. That would be great. Or do the laundry. The laundry is falling over the top of the thing. You can go ahead and do that. Don't wait for
you. Like clean clothes, right?
Yes, I like. You like clean clothes, so do I. Things of that nature.
That is funny. That is funny.
Like, or if I'm trying to study, can you hold the kids for a minute? And then not even 2 minutes later, here come the little one. I'm hungry after you done pass everybody that's downstairs to come upstairs to me. What you know?
Isha, what's your role as that man's wife?
I would say my role as that man's wife is to make sure he's good. Like, at the end of the day, I want him to be happy to come home. I want to be the listening ear when he wants to vent. I want to be someone he laughs with, and someone to just have around where you enjoy. So again, it's not a set thing. Oh, I'm gonna cook, I'm gonna clean, I'm gonna do all of these things. Like, we figure it out together. Am I the primary person that cooks at home? Of course I am. And it's not because he doesn't want to cook. If I would be like, honey, you cooking dinner tonight, he'll cook something. Is it gonna be as good as my food? Probably not. So I cook. If I say, honey, you on laundry duty, like, at the end of the day, if there's something I don't want to do and I say, honey, that's on you, he's gonna do it. It's not like it's gonna be an issue. Like, this is a partnership. If I'm sick, he's gonna be the one that take care, make sure everything is running and doing like continuing in the house and vice versa. So I think being a wife is no different than being a husband. You want to be there, you want to be supportive, you want to have that person's back, and at the end of the day, you want them to know that whenever shit hits the fan, you're gonna always have their back, and you're gonna always be on their side. Like Tika said, like you could have a disagreement, you could have a situation where you might not agree on how things operate, but that's something that you take to the side and you have conversations without everyone, without like an audience and things like that. So you definitely want to be in that partnership, and it's about just supporting each other and knowing that at the end of the day, if he was sick, if he was down and out, and if he needed help, he knows that I'm there, that I got him. Like he doesn't have to worry about, oh man, if this happens, I don't know what I'm gonna do. He's able to be sick and need whatever, knowing that I'm gonna pick up where he left off or fill the void where he's not able to. So I think that that's important as a wife and as a husband. And as far as specific roles, there's no specific roles. Our roles are the same. Mm-hmm. I'm not submissive. You're not submissive. There's no
that thing give her a tick, honey. She hear that word, she get the ticking.
I'm
So what about you, Lauren? What do you think the role of a wife is?
Of a wife, right?
Of a wife.
So plot twist. What I am learning is that my role is to actually be able to communicate to my husband what I'm comfortable with doing and what I'm not, because he's not a mind reader. Mm-hmm. So my role is to be an effective communicator, and that is my only role. Mm-hmm. And so in that, today I might be washing the dishes, or tomorrow he may be washing the dishes. Today he cooked dinner, tomorrow I might cook dinner, or I might get real fancy and order some pizza. But I have to be able to effectively communicate to him what
my brother cooked dinner tonight.
He sure did, girl.
Clap that seed, brother.
I'm going to handle my wifely duty.
Get it down.
That's a good black man.
That's right.
That's a good man, Susanna.
Naughty by nature, want to know what
don't drag it now. Don't ask what he cooked. He said he cooked dinner, and we finna eat it.
He
made two dinners.
That's all that matters.
And one for the girls. And everybody gonna live, and it's gonna be fine.
And not only did he cook, he joined the live, yo.
Yes, he was on that.
We got that support. Black love. We love black love.
So I shall submit tonight.
Black women.
No, but yeah, so that's what, because I was operating based off of what I saw. Mm-hmm. And so what I saw were married women in my family to this day who they do what they do and the husbands do what they do. And that just don't work for me, because I am not Molly the homemaker. That's just not my personality. My career is very important to me, and there are other things. And what I'm learning to embrace more is that I'm real important to me too. And so, yeah, if I don't feel like doing it, I'm not finna do it. And he doesn't give me a hard time, which is very helpful, because there are people in marriages where they don't even feel comfortable saying that they're not gonna do it. I am an active. Right, I'm an active mother, and he is a very active father, and it works because I'm old. I ain't finna be doing all that stuff by myself, Jesus. and the Lord, right? He knew that, and that's why that's my husband, because no, thank you.
So the trick for me with not being submissive and not being a traditional wife. So
can we, before you finish that, can I just say something? I'm sorry. because I have a really hard time with this concept. And what I'm going to do is just help the people and air it out for them. Okay. So this concept of a traditional marriage is a farce. Okay. This old school marriage where there are many instances where the man financially supported the wife and she stayed home and cooked and cleaned for the children. And homeboy also had a whole family across town where there were kids and all that type of stuff too. So in 2025, if you women, because maybe I'm talking to more than one of y'all, if you at work, there ain't nothing old or school about your marriage, okay? Because the people wasn't working.
Yeah, right.
Because maintaining a household is a job. And so if you are at work so you can have your own spending money, don't housewife me, please. Because I'm gonna need an allowance. Okay. If I gotta work, then I'm not getting an allowance, and which means we are equal financial contributors to this plot. And so that traditional stuff is no thank you.
Played out.
Null and void.
That's right. Get it, girl.
And now I'm not gonna say because I don't know somewhere in the world because I was about to tell a lie. I ain't know none of them people. Like for real. Let me help you. Help me, Holy Spirit. Help me, Holy Spirit. Because if you get aid from the government, you is not a housewife. I'm talking about the true definition of it was he covered all the things with the money. The wants and the needs. There was no assistance from any other entity. Your mama didn't help. His mama didn't help. President Carter didn't help. None of the other people helped. And so with that, I am feeling comfortable to say that there were no housewives in the history of this country.
All right. So let me make one statement. So if you are in a relationship with someone, if you're a female and you're in a relationship with a man and you're a Black couple and they want to marry you and they want you to be what the traditional housewife is, make sure you ask them for your family's dowry. Because if we're going to be traditional, you want
your cows?
And we want the cows, the goats. And we going to do it traditional, we going to do it traditional. Pay up. All right. So for the final question, since we are about to wrap up, this is a question. What are the real tools that keep a Black marriage alive after the honeymoon phase ends?
Communication is a big one. I think that's one of the biggest ones. Communication.
Okay.
Sex.
That's another thing. Keep it spicy. Keep it spicy.
Don't nobody want no raggedy.
I mean, there's a lot of other things, but...
Are there? Because we waiting. Chrissy said communication.
Yeah.
The tools to make a marriage a healthy marriage?
Yeah, after the honeymoon phase ends. Like, what else is there? Like, what else is there?
All the things.
Yeah.
Keeping people out of your business.
I would say definitely, leaving people out, leaving family out of your business. I would say that is important. But I would also say that just spending time with each other, especially once you have kids. I think that's a big one.
Yes,
like, after you have kids, a lot of people forget to have that date night. And that can definitely affect a relationship and a marriage if things don't change long term. Like, a lot of people, like, when you think about the empty nest syndrome and moms dealing with struggling because the kids are out of the home, that's because they haven't, like, this marriage didn't continue to have things that kept them together, and it becomes all about the kids. So you have to have that time where you're just with your partner. It can't always be family and the kids are always around. You have to have time without the kids, and you have to prioritize each other's needs. And again, that's definitely a big one. Taking time out as a
So who gonna
couple.
come get these kids since it's important to y'all?
Send them to Virginia. We ready for the girls.
Okay.
We are ready for the girls. But yeah, definitely having that one-on-one time is important. Anything else?
Look at Chrissy bragging. She loved being an empty nester. Don't rub it in our face,
girl. Exactly. That is the best when you're in a happy, healthy marriage and the kids are like, I am counting down to when my kids are out of the house.
Yes.
I
Like, I don't get people who are just like depressed, and it's just like, man, you must be miserable.
I think that's a lot of the times when it's not that connection with their partner. They don't have anything to do other than kid stuff, or single moms.
But yeah, so single moms is understandable because, again, you're single and your kids are all you have. But when you're married and you're like upset or sad that the kids are gone, and the kids could just be right down the block, so it's not even like they moved to other states. Like, man, get your life together. Like, you know how many families, how many couples also broke up like during COVID because they couldn't stand being in the house with each other. And it's just like, man, that's sad.
Yeah.
Me and Dale talk all the time waiting for the next pandemic. We want to be home.
Homebodies that love to be home.
Oh, man. But yeah, definitely enjoying time together without the kids, without distractions is important to keep things moving along after the honeymoon phase, keeping family out of your business, communicating.
Yeah. I think in the communication, like being able to listen, to understand, and not simply to respond is really important. Because the goal, one would hope that the goal is to continuously outdo your partner, right? Like you shouldn't have a conversation and people don't know what happened in the conversation. Like everybody should be following, understanding what it is that their partner said that they needed, and if there's anything that they're uncomfortable with, in like saying it in real time. Yeah, and it's important. Like I don't have, y'all know, and from the people who are in the comments, I can confirm that you all know, I don't have a chatty patty husband. So we gotta do a lot of talking with meaning, right? We just don't be talking to talk, right? Like just like, so yeah, communication is important, and fruitful like communication.
I would say one thing that I shy away from or don't do in my marriage is like whenever there's issues. So when me and Dale first got together, like he is very non-confrontational. So he could be walking around with something that's bothering him, and instead of approaching me and having a conversation, he would text. I don't do that. If there's an issue, we're going to have a conversation, because texting is the first thing that leads to misunderstandings, how you interpret what was text, and you don't know the tone of things. So I think that definitely has helped us, where it's just like, come on, we got to conversate. We have to have a conversation face to face. Like we if there's a problem, let me know the problem. Don't text me when I get to work about a long issue you had. Like that's not gonna work. Like when we first got together, I wouldn't even reply. Like I'm not even having this conversation with you. You're gonna have it with me in person, or we're not gonna have it. Your choice. No. Texting is a no for healthy relationships, I think. But all right, any last words of wisdom, words of advice?
Send the good black men my way.
That's right. name, Nurse Key.
Yes, ma'am.
If you are watching this video, her name will be tagged in the comment section. So please, if you have a good brother without church shoes on, send them to Sadiq because she is looking. She is single and ready to mingle.
Unless they
All
red
right.
bottoms and your pockets match, because we like the dollars, y'all. So
All righty. Well, I am glad we had this conversation.
Yes, thank
We
you
will
everybody
be
for
back
joining us.
in 2 weeks with another topic. If you have any topic ideas or things that you think would be interesting, definitely send us a message and we will have a conversation. But this one was a good one.
Yep.
all right.
All right.
Bye, y'all.